I was stationed off the coast of Iran in the Indian Ocean on an aircraft carrier. So it was pretty, our timing, here we another world, absolutely, and it doesn't really seem that far away. Tell us, though, your involvement with the financial markets are absolutely fascinating. Now, we're getting ready to come to a break, and then we're going to pick up on this as well. Sure. But tell us how you became involved in the U.S. markets.
Simply, I talk about the preface. The fellow who actually endorsed the book, Gil Caffrey, he and I sat in the same bench at the school. He was a year ahead of me. Went to Andover, then Princeton Economics. He had A from Quant. By 2000, he was running the largest hedge fund ever, Julian Robertson. $40 billion paid in cash. God knows what was their leverage position. I'm not even going to attempt to compute their notional value.
Right.
Good. In 1980, my dad was out of a job. He was alive because of our friends in Langley helped him to get out of the country fast. And here, but most of his things were illiquid in real estate, and there were less pendants on him. He couldn't trade them.
Right.
He couldn't get out. So we had a little bit of savings. When the Hunt brothers busted,
after the silver market.
At the silver market, yeah. When the Beige had to call on those margin calls, Dow was 729 and change. It was a Thursday, I believe. So I called Gil. He was a specialist on the floor of NYC, and I said, Gil, I got this on for my dad. Is this a good time to get in? What do you think? His response was, we have had a massive volume on a big drop. To me, it's a good opportunity to get in. And I remember, he's not my broker. He's not giving me advice. He's just giving me information. He's on the floor of NYC. And because his father had a specialist firm. And he was pushed up the working ladder to learn. No advantages. And he said, yeah, it's a good time to buy. I said, well, what do I buy? Come on. He goes, buy America. That's all he said, and he hanged up. Typical Gil. And we started. The following day, I took my dad to Merrill Lynch's office in Torrance, and we set up an account. John Domboski was the broker. He still is working there. He's still pitching.
Now, was this during the time that you were working with Northrop Grumman?
I was at Northrop.
So you were not yet in the financial markets.
But I will get to that.
There's a story there, too.
And I had an HP 65 in my hand. What I was doing was MRP, material resource planning. I was loading 747, F-14, F-18 and F-5 lines. And in terms of manpower, what parts goes where, how do you fab it, when does it get there? We were 10 shipsets behind an F-18 Hornets, A and Bs. 100,000 a day penalty from the U.S. Navy per tail number.
There's a motivation there.
Yeah. I was doing 22 hours a day, get home, get a shower, clean shirt, come back. Same tie is okay, but shirt has to change. These days, thank God, I don't wear ties. But anyhow, what happened was that, and of course, we were involved. There were some problems with F-16s. The F-14s had, you probably know that. F-14s had many problems with their engine problems. So we were Navy needed a good airplane. So I had an HP-65. I started programming that Black Shoal. Because after we bought the positions, we wanted to sell calls on them.
So you basically knew the options at that point as an engineer?
I just called the library of in Northrop. I said, give me some stuff on this. Started reading, talking to Gil. I started programming here. Now I'm working at Northrop. The problem is that my cubicle becomes like a training center. All the VPs in the morning coming in, they don't care what the parts are.
Checking with Fari to see what the latest quotes are.
Not just that, but no, what's a good trade? Should I be buying, and back then I think floor was a good trade. Okay, should I be buying the Julys or should I be buying the Septembers?
So you're a closet trader out of the closet, but now keeping it in the cubicle at work. So
unbelievable.
A cubicle trader.
They set up a separate line for me outside of a PBX system they had. I had a portable typewriter. Portable, back then was, the phones you would hook up on the back. You had one of those in there, so I can communicate with my Apple II at home, which was doing my option modeling.
Well, okay, now here's the mental picture that we're going to take a break with here, that command center.
Okay, and then we're going to come, and then when we come back from our break, what we're going to do is really put this into a strategy format. We get a good background, we get an idea of how, and we want to see where you're moving, how you're moving people, and teaching them. So I'll be right back. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to pick up where we left off here with Fari, and enjoy the break. Thank you.
Well, welcome back. We appreciate you staying with us for today's show. We're very pleased to have with us Fari Hamzei. And continuing on with our discussion, Fari just recently released his new book, Master Traders, Strategies for Superior Returns from Today's Top Traders. And Fari, I wanted to pick up on what we were leading into right before the break. Your book is actually divided into 4 sections. You talk about technical analysis, fundamental analysis. Now, those are the two that come to top of mind for most people when they think about how they're going to analyze the market. But also you include sentiment, and I believe it's derivatives. Is that correct?
Correct.
Explain a little bit more about how these 4 pieces fit into the market, why it's important that people should be looking at that.
I'm very opinionated, so I apologize up front.
We didn't notice that, but nor are we.
My attitude is that if you're a good trader, you won't have time to write the whole book. And if you did write the whole book, you're probably not a good trader. That's the bell curve.
Sure,
there are outlying events. We allow that to happen. I'm talking within that area. For years, a number of people were pushing me to write a book, and I couldn't do it. I don't have enough material to copy 300 pages, nor do I have the time.
Right.
And you know, every day is a payday if you do it right in the marketplace.
That's right.
Especially, I've been a futures trader, so I'm always been in a highly leveraged position. The risk is a lot, the pressure is a lot. It's not for everyone.
And it doesn't have to be complicated, really.
No, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but writing a book and production and you know what you go through, especially with a big firm like Wiley and you know the non-disclosures and copyrights you have to go through.
There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah. Last year I did advice to a family member, and the fellow had a large sum of money, but it was in his advanced years. He was not managing it well. And a family member brought me in to take a look, and I really like to, I'm the type that, very, very personality A, I have to take control of the situation. So more of a, you know, Don Rumsfeld, a rummy type. So my hero. I said, look, we're going to get you out of these bow wow stocks. We're going to put you on some decent ones, and we're going to have some themes there.